The story begins on a metro train, where a gangster named James is speaking to someone on the phone. Meanwhile, elsewhere, the story's main protagonist, a woman, is keeping a close watch on a middle-aged man. Suddenly, the man's newspaper gets knocked out of his hands after bumping into a lady and goes missing. At the same time, James, while exiting the station, bumps into John. Now, these three individuals, who are complete strangers to one another, all disembark at the very same station. Following the middle-aged man, John and the woman end up at a restaurant. The scene then shifts, introducing us to a portly gentleman named Max. The scene shifts once again, and we see James atop a building, issuing commands to someone over a walkie-talkie. It is then revealed that James had planted a bomb in a vehicle belonging to the building, which he subsequently detonates. The explosion causes a fire to break out within the building. The fire brigade soon arrives on the scene. However, accompanying the firefighters are a group of robbers who storm into a bank, carry out a heist at gunpoint, and make their escape. Just then, James spots the police arriving at the location. Motu, that is, Max, tips off the police. Max then drives his truck right in front of the police vehicles and makes his escape from the other side. At this moment, the light bulb finally switches on in our minds, and we realize that these individuals are in fact robbers, thieves who make a living by stealing. The scene then shifts back to Joanna and the elderly man. After a considerable wait, the old man approaches Joanna and says, "I've noticed that you've been following me. You were keeping an eye on me yesterday, again in the metro today, and now here." To this, Joanna replies, "This must be a misunderstanding." Having said this, Joanna turns to leave, but the old man grabs her hand and asks, "Tell me, at what exact moment did that woman in the metro approach me?" He proceeds to quiz her on all the precise timings, and Joanna answers every single question correctly, save for one. The one question she fails to answer is, "What happened to the newspaper I was holding?" Upon hearing her silence, the old man remarks, "We expected better," and, leaving a newspaper behind, he walks away. When Joanna scratches the surface of the paper he left behind, she finds the words, "You are selected," written underneath, revealing that this entire sequence had, in fact, been a test for Joanna. It was a task, and in a way she had now become a spy. The scene then shifts to a dark night, where the thieves are dividing their shares. One of the thieves remarks, "We were the ones who handled the manager, so why did James get a larger cut?" Hearing this, the other thieves fall silent. Just then, James appears. He brutally beats the man who spoke up, reclaims his money, and leaves. James then goes to visit an elderly man who works as a shoemaker. In reality, James had received his training in thievery from this very man, as the shoemaker was once a thief himself. The old man currently holds James's passport, and in exchange for returning it, has been making James carry out various tasks for him. He now assigns James yet another mission. Meanwhile, shifting the focus to Squirrel, the group sets out in search of Max, the individual who had been briefly glimpsed on the CCTV footage. However, Hong refuses to let Johan step out of the vehicle. A short while later, he grants her a restroom break. While inside, Johan talks to herself, but forgets to switch off her walkie-talkie, causing the entire team to burst into uproarious laughter as they listen in. The scene then cuts back to James, who successfully pulls off another heist. Just as he finishes, he spots a man nearby.